What's going on, gentlemen? So, this is going to be another series. It's called Equality 101. So, one of the things that I believe is going to make things equal in the future and what we're working towards is the removal of barriers, not necessarily lifting people up or down. Because anytime we attempt to do things like that, what that tends to do is in order to raise somebody else, we must put somebody down, and ultimately that doesn't really work. So what makes things a lot smoother is removing the physical barriers that are in the way, and there are a lot of barriers right now. And I think I don't really have to go too deep into it. I think every man on this planet knows that there are barriers, and by us working towards removal of those barriers, hopefully we can at least make life a little bit more decent for the people in the future. And that's what investing in the future is supposed to do. But this will be lesson number one. And this is a very important lesson. And it's something that we used to talk about a long time ago, towards the beginning of the philosophy. And that is, right, MGTOW is simply about saying no, right? It's about self ownership and self interest above all else. What that means, simply put, right, is that if somebody asks you to do something that is not in your interest, don't feel obligated to say yes. You have, or you are under no obligation whatsoever to say yes to anybody, no matter what that ask is, whether that's your mom, your brothers, your sister, your coworkers, anybody. You are a sovereign person, and you have unalienable rights as a human being. And ultimately, it will be cruel for you to subject yourself to doing things that you don't really want to do. And generally speaking, unless you speak up, the people that are doing the asking, they have no idea. So you must speak up and protect yourself and protect your self interest against everything and everyone that attempts to abuse that. And don't get me wrong, everybody isn't going to attempt to, they're not, I mean, I'm sure sometimes there is, but it's not always a malicious intent. But actions don't have to be malicious in intent to cause harm to individuals, i.e., you and me, right? Because ultimately, right, out of what's the saying, right? The road to hell is paved in good intentions. And that stands true. It stands true when that phrase came about, and it stands true today in 2026. And so being pressured to conform or to comply, right, even though it's against your will, is a grave injustice. And I would not do it. And I would not stand for it because I would never do it myself. And so generally speaking, I refrain from asking people favors, right? And when I do have favors, it's generally a favor that is easily returnable. And other sorts of favors, if I need things done, I generally speaking go to professionals, and I will pay for their service. So I'm not going to ask anybody to go and change my oil, rotate my tires, or change my tire. I'm going to go and send it to the dealership and have the dealership take care of it, and I have nothing to worry about. If my car breaks down on the side of the road, I'm going to just get on the phone, call my insurance, have them tow the vehicle to the nearest dealership, and then also in the meantime, I'm just going to basically have Uber come pick me up from the area and take me to the dealership as well. And that resolves a lot of issues. So again, right, there's your first one, is removing those barriers. So because I don't actually ask, There's no requirement, right? So I don't have to fight and say that, like I don't have to do this, and the other person says no, you have to do this, right? Because the idea of asking is no longer there, and by removing that ask, the question, all problems get resolved because no problems exist, and that is the first lesson.